Hi, I just wanted to take a couple of minutes to update you on our worshiping class situation here at the church. As you're aware, both national leaders and state leaders, state government, national government, have been recommending that we do our dead level best to limit our exposure to each other by, among other things, staying at home as much as possible, and also limiting the size of the groups that come together. And they have squeezed that down from 250 to 50 now to 10. In order to accommodate that, and I believe it's important that we do so, it means that we've had to make some adjustments in regard to certainly our worship time together. What we're being forced to do is not by any means ideal. As much as anybody, I would love for us to be able to be together and see each other and hug each other and encourage one another. But in order to honor what the government's trying to do, which is limit the spread of this virus, and that's certainly a noble goal, that can't be accomplished if we're together as a large group. I kind of like to frame it like this as far as the logic behind why we're doing what we're doing. Carol and I were planning on this weekend going up and visiting our grandkids up in Hillsboro, Kansas. We haven't got to see them in a while. Carol had previously arranged to take a couple of days off, and so we were going to go up and visit with them and just get to enjoy them. We're not going to go. And the reason we're not going to go is because the guidance coming on a national and a state level is that we need to avoid traveling as much as possible because of the possibility of exposure to the virus. I would love to go, but if Carol and I decide that we're the exception to the rule and we're going to go anyway, whether that's following the guidelines or not, then as far as we're concerned, in a very real sense, that rule doesn't exist. Those guidelines are meaningless. If millions of people do that, then the whole attempt to curb the spread of this virus and slow it down to where hospitals and other groups will be able to deal with the virus as it spreads will be rendered moot. Won't happen. It'll be meaningless. And that would be a tragedy if it means that there are going to be perhaps tens or hundreds of thousands of lives more lost because we didn't take these preventative measures. Carol and I aren't the exception to the rule. We have no right to be the exception to the rule, and so we're going to stay home. When it comes to meeting as groups, to me it's the same thing. I would love for us to just go ahead and just come together, but can we really, as the church, argue that we should be the exception to the rule? Because if we want to be the exception to the rule, what's to prevent some group of kids who want to have a party from claiming to be the exception to the rule, or some company who wants to have a company picnic and invite a couple hundred employees to be the exception to the rule? Once again, if you start playing that game of, well, it's going to apply to everybody but us because we're special, then ultimately it will apply to nobody. And the attempts to curb the spread of the virus are going to be completely ineffective. We are blessed by the fact that we have this wonderful video system, and we can live stream our worship services. And there's a very real sense in which, while we can't be in close proximity to each other here at the building, we can indeed worship together. And Sunday morning we will. We're going to sing praises to God. We're going to take communion. We're going to pray. We're going to hear a lesson from God's Word. We are going to worship Him. It's just that we're going to be scattered through homes across the city as we do so. Again, ideal? No, I wish it was different, but we can do that. Now, I would encourage you in a couple of things. Number one, this would be an ideal opportunity if you're a part of a Connect group to get a couple of 3 families together. You can't get everybody together. Your connect group may be too big, but get a couple of 3 families together in a home here and a home there. And you can enjoy some fellowship together as we worship together at 9:30 this Sunday morning. And I would strongly encourage you to do that. If you know someone who is shut in or doesn't have an internet connection available to be able to watch the service, and you can invite them over or bring them over and have fellowship with them, please do so. This really is an opportunity for this church to let its light shine. And I am so proud of how our people do that. But this is a chance for you to help out those who are shut in, those who have a difficulty getting out or might be in danger if they get out, to run an errand for them or pick up some medicine for them, buy some groceries for them, help them in some other way. Again, invite them over Sunday morning. Let them be a part of our worship service together. But this is something that I think we just must do if we are going to be responsible as citizens of this country, and if we are going to show the kind of Christian attitude I believe that we need to show. And so I would encourage you to continue, please, to pray for God to show mercy to this country, God to show mercy to the people of this town and to the people of this congregation and to our individual family members. I would also urge you to pray for the leaders of our country, and pray for the leaders of our congregation, our elders, as they make challenging decisions about how we are to move forward. The fact of the matter is that we don't know what the future holds. We're just going to have to kind of play it by ear over the next few weeks. And I would certainly ask for your patience and your support as we kind of walk through these muddy waters and move forward in this matter. And let's all pray that this is going to come to a good end sooner rather than later. Thank you for listening. If you have questions, if we can help you in any way, please contact an elder, one of the staff, and we'll be glad to answer your questions, help you in any way that we can. God bless you, and thank you for listening.